The reason why I say healing is very important because number one, when you starting your healing journey or when you are taking action to begin your healing journey, don't heal from things that happened to you 2 3 years ago or 4 5 years ago. Heal, go back in your childhood. Heal the things that starts in the home, because you got to remember our first teacher, our first people that's going to teach us or that's going to mold us on life is our parents, our siblings, our family members. So it always starts there. So whenever you have to heal, you got to go back so far as your childhood, the home, the programming, and you got to get rid of that first before you can actually embrace your healing journey. Because when you start your healing, or when you beginning to walk on the healing path, the healing journey path, it's important because when you start to realize your behavior, the way you act towards things, the way things trigger you, or the way you treat yourself, the way you talk to yourself, you have to reprogram yourself. Like I said, you have to become a whole new parent to yourself, and detach from these old programming. Because the only reason the low vibration energy, or people could send you spiritual attacks or do black magic after you, it's because there is an open wound. There is something they attach to. There is something that believe it or not, that open wound can be anything. It could be abandonment issues. It could be the way you think about yourself. It could be lack. It could be you don't love yourself as much. You understand? Or you don't have confidence in yourself. You don't believe in who you are. You don't believe in yourself. So that dark entity or that dark energy or black magic, whatever, when they do those things after you, it's going to attack you and you're going to feel it because you have an open wound. It's just like, a vampire. When they smell blood, what they do? It attack, So you got to heal those wounds. You got to heal those traumas. Because when you heal those things and you let go of those old programming, you reprogram yourself, you becoming to be the real you. You becoming to be in alignment with who you meant to be, who you was created to be, and not who your parents mold you to be or society mold you to be. Because you're easily to be tricked. You're easily to believe anything, any illusion when you are already programmed. And your family, let's say, they believe a certain things. They believe certain saint or certain deities, or they believe certain things, but they don't really know why they believe in it. They don't really know why they're doing certain rituals. They just know it was passed down to them and this is how things was done. So what's gonna happen, you're gonna end up doing the same thing. You end up gonna have the same mindset. Let me tell you why I think it's very important to reprogram yourself, to reparent yourself, and remove all the old programmings. Let's say in your family there's a certain ritual they do, but you don't necessarily know why they do that ritual, but you grew up seeing this is what your family do. This is what is done in your family. But if you go down the line, no one knows why they're doing it. They just know it was passed down. No one knows the real reason why they're doing these rituals, why these things has to be done. Again, it's traditional. It's just passed down. Now, I'm not saying that everything that's traditional, you're supposed to ignore it. But I honestly think you're supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to really understand, the depth of what's going on and why you're doing these things, why these things. A person can have knowledge of spirituality. They can have knowledge of different type of deities, different type of spirit, or they could have a good amount of knowledge about the Bible. They know everything about the Bible. They know all the characters and everything that's going on in the Bible. And when these people are talking and they look very professional and they look very good, like especially if the person is a spiritual practitioner, and they look like, okay, you know, this spirit is this spirit is that, this is how this spirit act, this is how this spirit act. And in your mind, you know, you still programmed now. So in your mind, you're like, okay, well, this person know exactly what they're doing, and you thinking this person is really connected. See, this is the difference. You got to understand the difference between a person being connected and then a person that actually take a little knowledge here or take a little knowledge there and take a little knowledge here and put it together and, you know, and create a whole character in your eyes, and then they present it to you in your eyes. They look like they know exactly what they're talking about. They know all the things, they say all the right things, and of course you're gonna believe it because you think that they know more than you. You put in your mind like they know more than you, they have more knowledge than you. In actual reality, a lot of these people that's walking around here that give themselves, like I always say, that give themselves a title and stuff like that, a lot of them are really not connected. They just have the knowledge. But if you have the knowledge and you can't use the knowledge, you don't have any, you know, way of putting that knowledge to use, then the knowledge is worthless, because you can't, you know, apply the things that you're saying. So when someone is coming off as they really know what they're saying, they really know like exactly what they're talking about, they seems like they know exactly what they're talking about, they know all the spirit guides and all the whys and all that stuff, half of the time, don't get it mistaken, some of them are really not connected. They probably spoke to an elder, you know, and that elder probably passed on some of that knowledge to them, which is, you know, as they should. And then they take that, they take all that in, and then they go somewhere else, and then they see it, and then they take all that in, they put it into their own words, and then you might confuse that of them being, you know, like that's their own thing, that's their own knowledge, and that they're really connected, you know, they're really connected. So that's where they're getting all these downloads from. You can go to like a spiritual ceremony, and the person have all the spirit, all the lies on them, they come on them. That doesn't make it that they're connected. That doesn't mean they're connected. You know, again, don't get it confused, and don't idolize people because of the things that they are presenting to you. You know, because it might looks good on the outside, but again, you got to look at the person's environment. You got to look at the person's life, because you can have all the knowledge, but if your intentions are not pure and they are not good, that knowledge is going to be worthless to you. Believe it or not, it's going to be worthless. You're mistaking the things that you're going through. It's because you're having bad luck, or you've been through so much and you feel like, you know, maybe you don't have any spirit that's protecting you. Maybe you don't have any ancestors that's protecting you. Maybe God is not on your side. Everything is, you know, is going down the drain. And it's not. It's not. And when you go to these people, you know, and you know things are bad for me, and you tell them what's going on, and they're like, okay, well, you know, you have problem with this spirit, you have problem with that spirit, you have problem with this spirit, you got to feed this spirit, you got to feed that spirit. Pay attention. Pay attention. Just because things are not going as planned in your life does not mean your spirit is not around you, or God is not on your side. Matter of fact, if you really pay close attention to what's going on with you or in your life, you will see it is part of your journey. It is part of your blessing. The reason I'm saying this is I'm using me as an example. In the beginning, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I will go from different practitioners to different practitioners. I will trying to find the answer to see what is going on with me, why things are like going down the drain. And every time you go to these people, they tell you a different thing. Everyone tell you a different story. So you end up doing this, you end up doing that, you end up doing this, you end up doing so much stuff. And all these things that they're telling you to do, and then you are doing, you are creating a bigger hole for yourself. Believe it or not. You are creating so much confusion around yourself. Because even some of these people themselves don't know what's going on with you. But again, when you go, a lot of them see money sign. You are walking money. If you're coming to them, it's because you need help. So what's going to happen? You need money. They're going to have to do something for you because you think they have the answer to what's going on with you. You think your path, your destiny is in their hand, and it's not. It's not in no human's hand. Trust me. Your soul has the blueprint. Your soul already have the blueprint. You are right where you need to be. So when you go to some of these people, instead of them trying to say, okay, you know what? I think you need to heal. There's certain things that you probably need to go back in your childhood. You're going through this because it's attached to a certain trauma. Something is going on. Because without healing, you cannot see. That's the trick. Without healing, you cannot see. The only thing you will see is more illusion, more illusion, more illusion, and more illusions. So you will never be able to see clearly because you're still attached to that heartbreak. You're still attached to that trauma that happened years, decades ago in your life. You're still attached to that hurt. You're still holding on to that grudge. You're still holding on to a lot of things. But now to put the icing on the cake, you done got yourself tied in a different type of karma now. Find these people that's gonna say, okay, well, you have a spirit guide that needs a goat, or you have to make a sacrifice, or you gotta feed certain spirit guides. You gotta do this. You gotta do this ritual, that ritual, all this, and so your own ancestors and your own spirit guides are just sitting there looking at you, just doing things, running around in circles, because that's what you're doing. You're running around in circles. And you're getting these people that's feeding you these more illusions. So now you're really stuck. Okay? You're really stuck. So, and they gotta keep the con going. They got to keep the con going. They got to feed you more lies. You got to do this, and then you got to do that. You got to do this. All you're doing is circling. You're running around in circle. And the creator, your ancestors, and your spirit team is just sitting there looking at you like, okay, we'll wait when you're done doing your shenanigans, and then we'll step in. And let me tell you, it took me a while to actually realize what I was doing to myself and what I was doing to my soul. Because I knew internally some of these things that I was doing was not right. And, it didn't feel right. But again, when you hear tradition, you hear this is what we're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to do things, you go along with it because you think they know. And when you make that conscious decision to say, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to do this. That's it. I'm done. I guarantee you, that's all your ancestors, creator, God, the universe, your spirit team wanted to hear. And all it's gonna take, now let me be honest. They're gonna take you when you allow your own spirit team, your own ancestors to come and help you do the work. It's gonna hurt. It's going to hurt. That's how when you go to some of these people that's not forcing you to heal, you're just adding another bandage to the wound. You're not healing. Your spirit guide and your ancestors and the universe come, they're going to rip those bandage, meaning they're going to remove the illusion, and it is going to hurt like hell. It is going to hurt tremendously. I would not lie to you. It is going to hurt. You are going to be broken. Your heart is going to hurt. The pain, you're going to feel every single energy, every single thing, because you are going through an awakening process. And before the awakening process, you have to go through all these illusions, all these things, and now you have to heal. Because before anything, it's healed. From the people you thought that was family, from that lover that you've been involved in for a very long time, from the people, the friends, whatever labels you gave these people in your life that played a major role in your life, all of that is going to be revealed to you. You are going to face every single thing. The truth is going to hurt like hell. You're going to cry. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be in heartache. You're going to be in so much pain and agony that you yourself going to start asking yourself, how did I allow these things to happen? How did I allow myself to become like this? You understand? You have to fit. I am telling you, before the awakening, and you go through a lot of awakenings. You go through a lot of awakenings. I am telling you, when you go through the awakening, you go through the healing. When you start healing, you will know why a lot of people and a lot of practitioners do not encourage healing. Because when you are healing and you're going through the healing, you have to face the things that you do to people. You have to face the hurt that you cause in people's life. Whatever you did, whatever you said about somebody, whatever energy you put out there, whatever it is, you're going to face that. And you have to feel the pain the person felt. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts like hell. You understand? It hurts like hell. So I can understand why some people don't encourage you to heal. But in replacing of that, they encourage the fuckery. The more illusions. More illusions. You creating all of that. And you cleansing, you purging all of those things out of your system. You reprogramming yourself. You letting go of all of those attachments. I'm going to say it again. Healing hurts. Take it from me. It hurts like hell. The people you thought that was friends, you find out, you see the mask fall off. Now you see their real intentions. You can feel their real intentions. You know the agenda. You know how they feel about you. You know you could feel every last thought they ever had about you. Your spirit team is going to come and share and reveal everyone's true character, true image to you. And it's going to shock the hell out of you. Because before you can go any higher, you got to get rid of the things that you was taught. The things that you thought you knew about the world. The things that you thought you knew about yourself. So you going to be reintroduced to yourself, your true self. You understand? And again, not too many people is going to go through that, because a lot of people want to still be attached to the illusion. They want to be attached to these other people, these other individuals, you know, and where you're going, especially if you're a chosen one, where you're going, some of these people cannot go with you. They can't go, absolutely not. They cannot go with you. And you don't get to choose who can be in your life, who can't be in your life. You don't get to choose who you're going to move forward with. You don't get to choose that. Because you're not making your own decisions now. Now, you're allowing your spiritual team, you're allowing the Creator, God, the universe, to act for you. You know, to make the decision for you. So when God or your ancestor or the universe or your spirit is trying to remove people, and you see people are just falling out of your life, 1 minute you're cool, and the next minute, you know, and you get that calling, say, okay, it's time for you to cut them off, you have to do it. The more you hold on, the more tragic it gets. And it's going to hurt like hell every time. And if you're trying to hold on to them and you don't want to let them go, or you want to keep them longer, or you want to take them where you're going, you're going to be faced with a choice. Okay, you can hold on to them, but I'm going to hold your blessing. You're not going to be able to elevate. See, a lot of us think the reason we're not blessed, or the reason things are not happening in our life, whatever you think blessing is, what blessing means to you, these things are not coming in our life, or manifestations are not coming, things are not happening the way it needs to happen. It's because you are holding on to people that you were meant, you was told. They told you to let these people go. They told you it's time to cut them off, but you choose to hold on to them. I have an individual that I've always wanted to take to the next level, or always wanted to hold on to. And as much as I love that individual, I care about that individual, I saw the sign multiple times that that individual is not good for you. They cannot go where you're going. You need to figure out what you're going to do, because they cannot go where you're going. And it's not because the person is a bad person. It just means that person has a lot more lessons they have to go through. They have more karma they have to deal with. They haven't understand the journey yet. And you got to let them go. Because what a lot of people won't tell you is that your abundance, your prosperity is tied to your heart. It's tied to your heart. So if you're blocking your heart chakra, you're blocking your abundance. If you don't have an open heart, you let that person come and broke your heart, and you close down your heart, you are closing your abundance. You are telling the universe, I don't want to go any further. You know how many times my heart been broken? I cry it out. I sit there and cry and cry and cry and cry. And then I let it go. I release it. I let it go. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready to love again. I'm not going to let you change my heart. Absolutely not. Sir, ma'am, I'm not going to let you change my heart. No. Because this is your heart is where the magic happens. This is where all the magic happens, is your heart. If that heart is dark, you know, if that heart is dark and it has a lot of anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, honey, the only thing you're going to manifest in your life is jealousy, envy, and darkness. It's going to block your manifestation. It's going to block your prosperity. It's going to block your money. It's going to block every single thing in your life. And the people that's going to be attracted to you is people out of all that energy. Dark, jealous, envy. That's it. You know, don't let what you go through change your heart for no one. Don't change your heart for nobody. That's your key. You see, you know how they say you need the keys to go to heaven. Well, this is your key. Treat that like your baby. You know, don't change your heart. You know, a masculine energy hurt you. Okay, pray for them. Let it go. Cry. You know, and then let it go. Heal that heart. Dust yourself off, and keep your heart open. And keep receiving, because, you know, sometimes people come in your life as lessons. You know, maybe there's something you need to learn, you know, about that person. Maybe that person came to teach you something about yourself. You know, maybe you were supposed to be in that person's life to teach them. You know, you probably was the person that supposed to help them awaken something inside of them. Because when that heart is pure and it is loving, there is no amount of black magic, negative entity, evil eye in the world that can touch you. It probably do a little, and the Creator gonna dust it off of you. It's gonna bounce back off of you. Trust me, that's your key. That's your key. That's your magic right here. This is where you manifest. That's why I tell y'all, get you some Reiki healing, clear that energy out, let go of that resentment, and then get back in action. Because not everyone's going to treat you like your ex. Not everyone's going to treat you like your ex-friend. Not everyone's going to treat you like your mother, like your father, or like your siblings. Not everyone's going to do that. There's billions and billions of people. Another thing, when you are chosen, you go through things, you know, and you don't want karma on people. You don't want them to go through karma. When you hear they're going through karma, it's going to hurt you. Even though they hurt you and they didn't care about it. But it's going to hurt you because someone is getting hurt. You understand? It's not going to make you feel good because your heart is pure. And whatever you go through, you always going to bounce back. I always say that. You always going to bounce back regardless of what it is. Trust me. Trust me, you're going to bounce back. You don't need to go to no spiritual person for that, you know, for luck and stuff. Because I was the type of person, I'll go to a spiritual person. Okay, I think I'm not lucky. I think things are, you know, I'm not a lucky. Luck is not on my side. Things are not going good for me. I need a good luck this. I need a good luck that. And, you know, when I start healing, I start realizing like, damn, I was blessed my whole life. You know, I couldn't see it at the time. I couldn't understand it. When you awaken to your true self and you awaken to who you really are, who you truly are, you see that you've been the blessing in a lot of people's life. A lot of their life. If you remove your energy right now, a lot of people would not be able to see or do anything right in their life. some of these people is your light, is your energy that still hold them here, that's still protecting them. Once you heal and you remove yourself, you're going to start seeing how their life go.